MCC brings together all the best Minecraft players in the world to battle it out for victory. But who is in fact the greatest player of all time? Well, I'm here to tell you. This is the top 10 MCC Players Ever. But before we begin, these are the official stats from the Ultra Sheep Lord and their team, and not just my opinion. So, if your favourite isn't on this list, instead of getting angry, why not leave your own personal top 10 in the comments section below? And whilst you're down there, don't forget to subscribe. I'm hoping to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you could support me on my way there, it would mean the world to me. Anyway, enough rambling, let's get on with the video, starting at 10th place, Jojo Solos. We have a brand new player on this list as Jojo Solos breaks her way into 10th place. She's been absolutely incredible since joining in MCC Rising. Yep, that's right, she's one of our beloved Rising players. And now that she has 2 canon events under her belt, she's finally eligible to be in the top 10, which I couldn't be happier to include her in. From Battlebox to Rocket Spleef Rush and even Holding the Wall, she's already made her mark on the tournament as a top player, with an overall average of 2,803 points. And from here on out, I only expect her to get better and better. Because the crazy thing is, she hasn't even been in a really competitive team yet. So we have no clue just how insane she actually is. But before we go on to our next position, it's time for some honourable mentions for Purpled, H-Bomb, Kratzy, Bundy, and weirdly JC the Caster, who are all very close to Jojo on points, and with one excellent event could certainly be within the top 10. But now we head on to 9th place, Puns. Only 20 points away from Jojo is yet another sensational player in Puns. Our MCC 13 winner is an incredible PvP player that has built up a stellar reputation from games such as survival games and Ace Race, and is always one to watch out for no matter the team he's with. He puts his heart and soul into MCC, even building up a rivalry with another player on this list. However, after a disappointing MCC 22, he'll definitely be looking to turn things around in the next event. For now, he has an average score of 2,823 points. But watch out, because you'll never know what will happen when Puns is about. Of course, to get even higher on this list, he'll first have to catch 101 points to 8th place, Dream. When he's not cheating at Minecraft, he's winning at it. Dream has now got the joint most wins in MCC history, with 6. However, as only 4 of these were canon events, it means that he's still one off that glorious special coin, which I know he'll be desperate to get in MCC 23, especially after just missing out in 22. Now obviously Dream was a god at Parkour Warrior, but whilst that's now gone, he's been able to replicate that success with To Get to the Other Side and Whack a Fan, as well as Parkour Tag, proving just how insane he is at movement games, probably helped by the experience in Manhunt. Overall, he's got an average score of 2,924 points, and with a good performance in the next event, I'm sure he'll push for 3,000. But first, he has to pass 7th place, Vikkstar 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's right, the man, the myth, the legend that is Vikkstar still occupies a place in the top 10. And not only that, he somehow sits above Dream of all people. During his time in MCC, Vik was unstoppable, managing to make 4 finals out of the 6 tournaments he's been in. Unfortunately, somehow only winning 1, being MCC 3. Weirdly as well, Vik is seemingly skilled at everything Minecraft, being a top 5 player in survival games, build mart, as well as somehow parkour tag, which he's only ever played once, which is crazy. Sadly, it looks like his score of 2,949 points may never change in the future, but hopefully we'll get him back once again for MCC All-Stars. And whilst he may never reach the 3,000 point mark, someone who has done is 6th place, Sapnap. Okay, this is when it gets crazy. How is Sapnap somehow only in 6th? I mean, the man's won with a newbie and a simmer. He's just that good. A wonderful player, Sapnap is one of the 2 5-time winners along with H-Bomb. In Season 2, he's been incredible, with some insane stats in BattleBox, survival games, as well as parkour tag. He's going from strength to strength with a score of 3,022, and I'm sure his next stop is getting into the top 5 and beyond. But he will have some difficult competition, starting with 5th place, Illumina. Yet again, I have to ask, just how is Illumina only in 5th? Both him and Sapnap have basically ruled over MCC since the beginning of Season 2, and yet there are 4 other players above them. But before you get carried away with them, we need to focus on Illumina, because the man's a legend. Always ready to lead whatever team to victory, he's managed to get into 4 dodgeballs, somehow only winning a single one, which is made up ever so slightly by his victory in MCC Pride 2021. Still, despite some disappointments, he dominates the game leaderboards, excelling at To Get to the Other Side, Sansa Time, and of course Ace Race, where he holds the record on 2 of the 3 courses. Overall, he's got an average score of 3,042, which puts him just behind the other half of Fruit Ninja, which is of course 4th place, Fruitberries. From one roommate to another, Fruit is yet another brilliant player and a star of Minecraft Championships, being one of the very few players to win in their first ever event, being MCC 6 with the Blue Bats, which he then went on to win again with in the legendary MCC 9. He might be green, but blue is definitely his lucky colour, because since then he's been to 4 dodgeballs, somehow not getting a victory in a single one of them, which is crazy. I swear his and Illumina's apartment must be cursed. Despite his bad luck, he's still got incredible stats in Hole in the Wall, Sky Battle, and of course To Get to the Other Side, which have all built up to give him an average score of 3,083 points. Only 12 points behind 3rd place, Quig. In a recent livestream, someone asked me if Quig is still underrated when it comes to MCC. And to be honest, I think somehow he is. Despite winning in MCC 2 and 5, the fact he hasn't won in so long has definitely taken him out the limelight. But he's been so ridiculously good, managing to get 1st place individually 5 times, which is incredible. Also only ever getting the best result within every team he's been in. His game stats only continue to show how good he is, with brilliant performances in Ace Race, Rocket Spleef Rush, and Sky Battle, just to name a few, which have all totaled up to give him an extremely impressive average score of 3,095 points. However, our top two are in a league of their own, and that starts with second place, PeteZahHutt. Arguably the greatest of all time, Pete was relatively unknown when it came to the competitive Minecraft community until MCC, but that has all changed now. A 4-time champion and an overall god of the games, Pete seriously has done it all when it comes to MCC, breaking record after record after record on his way to the top, including stats like being to Dodgeball 9 times out of the 19 tournaments he's played in. That's astonishing. And along with that, he holds several top spots in games such as Rocket Spleef Rush, Hole in the Wall and Foot Race, as well as being a top 5 player in tons of other game modes, which altogether gives him an incredible average score of 3,150 points. But who has managed to dethrone the GOAT? Well, it can only be first place, Technoblade. Blood for the Blood God, as Technoblade claims the #1 spot in MCC, using the genius strategy of not playing. Another insane move by the Blade. But for real, Technoblade was a king of MCC during his time in the event, managing to destroy the competition as well as many of the games with his genius strategies and outstanding plays. And whilst he may have left, we will always remember just how insane he was. And obviously I continue to wish him a healthy and quick recovery from cancer, because he will continue to be one of the greatest to have ever played, and we miss him so much. But of course his legacy in MCC continues to shine bright, with him dominating the player leaderboards in so many games such as To Get to the Other Side, Ace Race and Battle Box, as well as having an absolutely insane average score of 3,241 points, firmly placing him as the best MCC player ever. But with that being said, we've now reached the end of our top 10. As I said before, make sure to let me know yours in the comments section below. And remember to subscribe whilst you're down there too. Also, a huge shout out to the Ultra Sheep Lord and their team for collecting all these incredible stats. Check them out, link in the description, cause I wouldn't be able to do this without all their wonderful work. And talking of which, I wouldn't be able to do this without all of you either. So, as always, thank you so much for watching, and of course, peace.